Hi, everybody. How are you today? Great to be back with you all. So my name is Celine. For those who haven't had a chance to kind of catch up and you're wondering, maybe you've just kind of fallen across this video and you're wondering, what is this or who is that kind of thing? Let me just quieten that one down there. This is coming back to me. So what I've actually been doing, and you might want to be able to go back to some of the other videos if you haven't had a chance to look at them already. I'm actually talking about the book, The 7 Decisions. It's a fantastic book to be able to get, and I would really encourage you to actually jump out and get that. So I've just been covering some of the decisions that are in there. Now, we covered off on decision 1 and 2, and now we're on to decision 3. So as I said, go back and watch the previous videos if you haven't already watched them. So today's decision, I think, is one of the most important ones, because again, we can kind of make decisions, we can have a decided heart, we can commit, we can, take responsibility, know that the buck stops here. But if we're not prepared to take action, well then, there's definitely going to be a gap in this. So the decision number 3 is called the active decision. I am a person of action. Okay. I am a person of action. If you were to think about that, many people talk about the fact that, they're not very good with consistency, or they're not very good at commitment to themselves, or taking action, or they procrastinate or whatever like that. All of those things are really, I have learned for myself. And why can I speak to that? Because I've literally had all of those kind of titles I've wanted to give to myself over time, and then realize that absolutely there's nothing wrong with my consistency. Where something is important to me, I can be consistent with it. So we all brush our teeth every day. We have showers every day. We exercise, or there are certain things that we will do consistently because they're important to us. We make a priority around them. It's the only times when we haven't is that we haven't actually leveled up or really kind of taken responsibility for the actions that we really do want to do that will take us towards our goals. Okay, I think that's really important. So remembering and telling yourself and talking about, I am a person of action. When you feel yourself getting to that place of procrastination or kind of hanging off or not being consistent in the actions, telling yourself, I am a person of action, but also really looking at, why do I want to be moving in action towards that particular goal? Is it still important to me? And if it is, then making sure that you are putting that expectation, that demand on yourself to be a person of action. Well, let's have a little look though about what Andy actually says about it. My future is immediate. I will grasp it in both hands and carry it with running feet. When I am faced with the choice of doing nothing or doing something, I will always choose to act. The active decision for personal success is crucial to you right now. Becoming a person of action is a choice, not a process. You either are a person of action or you are not. It's time to state your case. What are you? Now, I love that because it really is about us making a choice. And I think that that's one of the most important things. And the only thing to really take out of here is that you can choose to be that person of action. Now, I know, so for example, if I talk about my direct selling business, the fact is that there are some actions where you kind of think, you know what, I don't really want to do that and that. But then if you hold your goals ahead of you and you're constantly looking at what your goals are on a daily basis, and you truly believe in those goals and you want those goals to pass, then you will be able to say to yourself, you know what, that particular action that I might not want to do now is one that is going to lead me towards my goals. Okay. Not of all of what we do in any job or any business is going to be, sunshine and roses. There are always going to be the tasks that are not as glorious as, some of the other things. But it's important to be able to have the highs and the lows, the good and the bad, everything. Everything is a duality. That's exactly the same when you're building a business or whatever it is that you're committing to. So if we think about the statements here that Andy actually talks about when we're going, I am a person of action. Beginning today. This is where we all have a choice. So beginning today, I will create a new future by creating a new me. No longer will I dwell in a pit of despair, moaning over squandered time and lost opportunity. I can do nothing about my past. My future is immediate. I will grasp it in both hands and carrying it with running feet. When I am faced with the choice of doing nothing or doing something, I will always choose to act. I will seize this moment. I will choose now. I am a person of action. I am energetic and I move quickly. Knowing that laziness is a sin, I will create a habit of lively behavior. I will walk with a spring in my step and a smile on my face. The lifeblood rushing through my veins is urging me upward and forward into activity and accomplishment. Wealth and prosperity hide from the sluggard, but rich rewards come to the person who moves quickly. Now, I want to just add a point in there. This is not about the fact that we're just busy being busy. This is about choosing the times when we are active, working on something that actually is going to contribute to our goals. This is not about being active 24/7. This is not about always having to be doing something, but making sure that when we are choosing our time to work on our business, work on our job, work on our fitness, whatever it is the goal that you're working towards, that you choose that time and then you move in action, that we're not slouchy about it, that we kind of go, I'm going for a walk. Okay, I'm going for that walk. Okay, I'm going to be working on my business. I'm working on that business. And use little tools. I've got a little tool that kind of pops up on my computer that I can actually put my timer on to go, okay, I'm going to do 30 minutes of emails. I'm doing 30 minutes of emails. That's it. Bang, it goes on and I work my way through. I become much more productive that way. If I'm going to be doing 30 minutes of social media, I'm doing 30 minutes of social media. Why? Because things like that can actually become little scroll holes. You just kind of can get caught up and next thing you know, it's 2 hours gone. So if you can, I've worked in 30-minute blocks for as long as I can remember, since my children were little, because I know that when I was building my business, my direct selling business from home with 3 little children under 5, the reality was that I was probably not going to get longer than 30 minutes undisturbed. And so I used those time blocks really effectively and learned to do that. Now, sometimes with bigger tasks now, I might need to put multiple of those time blocks together. But I still find that I get an awful lot done in 30 minutes if I know that's all I've actually got to do. So I'm just thinking, so it's not about being busy or being busy all of the time, but it is about taking, if you're prepared to take action or you need to take action on something. So for us in direct sales, oftentimes we'll procrastinate about picking up that phone and making the phone call that we need to do or the follow-up action. If you've got time in your diary and it's about follow-up, do your follow-up, do it, get it done. As Brian Tracy always used to say, eat that frog first. Get the stuff that you are less likely to want to do done, out of the way and early. So you are a person of action and you bang, pick up the phone and go for it. I am a person of action. I inspire others with my activity. I am a leader. Leading is doing. To lead, I must move forward. Many people move out of the way for a person on the run. Others are caught up in his wake. My activity will create a wave of success for the people who follow. My activity will be consistent. This will instill confidence in my leadership. As a leader, I have the ability to encourage and inspire others to greatness. It is true. An army of sheep led by a lion will defeat any army of lions led by a sheep. Now, I love what they're talking about there, because if you are a leader, and we are all leaders in some shape or form, you might be leading your family, you might be leading your children, you might be leading a team of employees, you might be leading a team as a team leader within an office. You may be, if for those of you who are in direct sales, every single one of you, as soon as you brought somebody else into the business, you are a leader. And there's a saying that I love, as goes the leader, so goes the team. So if that leader is moving in action with certainty and, being able to create actions that are duplicatable by their team, everybody will be successful. I think that's really important. He goes on to say, I am a person of action. I can make a decision. I can make it now. A person who moves neither left or right is destined for mediocrity. When faced with a decision, many people say they're waiting for God, but I understand in most cases, God is waiting for me. He has given me a healthy mind to gather and sort information and courage to come to a conclusion. I am not a quivering dog, undecisive and fearful. He's quite strong about this, isn't he? My constitution is strong and my pathway is clear. Successful people make their decisions quickly and change their minds slowly. Failures make their decisions slowly and change their minds quickly. My decisions come quickly and they lead to victory. I'm a person of action. I am daring. I am courageous. Fear no longer has a place in my life. For too long, fear has outweighed my desire to make things better for my family. Never again. I have exposed fear as a vapor, an imposter who never has any power over me in the first place. I do not fear opinion, gossip, or the idle chatter of monkeys, for they are all the same to me. I do not fear failure, for in my life, failure is a myth. Failure exists only for the person who quits. I do not quit. I am courageous. I am a leader. I seize this moment. I choose now. I am a person of action. So I'd love for you to comment down below in the comment section what you got out of that. What, are there any changes that you need to make sure that you're a person of action? You've got that decided heart, you take responsibility, and now you are a person of action. You know what your goals are, you know what you're heading towards. And even some simple things to be able to set your day up is knowing what your goals are and reviewing your goals every day. Having them, whether it's on whiteboards, whether it's on the bathroom mirror, whether it's on just a little 3x5 card, okay, that you can take a quick look at each day and know that they're the goals that you're working towards. Or you may actually take some time. Again, another thing that I think is really powerful as a person of action is spending some time in gratitude, whether that's the start of the day or the finish of the day. I've restarted my gratitude practice. I mean, I've always done gratitude at the beginning of the day because it's part of my prayer time. It's part of my leaning into God time and that. But at the end of the day, I had kind of gotten out of the habit of reviewing my day and picking 2 or 3 things that I was really grateful for over the course of that day. And I was reminded about that recently, and I remembered how powerful that was. So that is a habit that I've actually reinstilled again in my habits, my daily habits, as a way to be able to wrap up my day. And there's a beautiful thing about, starting the day, of course, in gratitude, and finishing the day. Starting the day, you set yourself up in that tone. Finishing the day, you get to recap and you get to be able to review on maybe some lessons on, how do you want to show up the next day? You're so grateful for what has happened today. Maybe you can ask yourself, was there a lesson today? And how do I want to show up tomorrow now that I've learned that lesson today? So being that person of action is not only about thinking about doing things, it's actually doing the do. To all of my direct sellers, my fellow direct sellers, it's so important for us because, again, 9 times out of 10, you're not showing up at a job where you actually get told what to do. You're not clocking on and clocking off. We've got to be very motivated to actually do the actions that are going to be moving us towards our goals. So really do make sure that you are mindful about not being somebody who's just busy being busy, not being somebody who, is ticking off tasks that are not actually moving you towards your goal. They may be just things that you like doing or whatever like that. But really look at what are the high paying activities in your business. In other words, reaching out to people, kind of building those relationships, following up on conversations that you've made, booking and holding events. All of those things are activities that really are important for you to take action on if you're wanting to build a strong and consistent direct selling business. It will never just happen by chance. It will only happen when we show up ready for action day in, day out. And you know what the beautiful thing about it is? When we do that, the results we are after, the goals we want to achieve will come to pass. And it's not how quickly they will come to pass. They will come to pass if we're prepared to show up that way as a person of action each day. Alrighty. Take care. God bless. Can't wait to see you on the next little episode on the YouTube channel. If you've liked this, I'd love for you to subscribe down below so that you get notified when I do the different videos. Or you might have somebody that you think, could benefit from actually hearing this at the moment. Take care. God bless.